affect the community. And talent-wise too, because we have a lot of local artists, a lot of singers and things like that, that play also a huge part. We have one young lady coming, Miss Tasha Thomas, that's whose music I was just playing, you know, and they affect the community a lot too by doing events that uplift and edify people in the community through their music. So she's going to be coming, and I have another young man coming, Tayshawn Brandon, who also does gospel rap. He's very active in the community. So this event is all about coming together to see what we have available in the community, to see how we can actually help one another. Because what I'm finding is that there's not a lot of networking in this area. There's not a lot of people coming together. So one of the things that I believe in doing is, instead of complaining about something, just kind of putting it in action. If you don't see something happening, you just have to take the initiative and get things started. So I wanted to get something started to where we could all come together, congregate, you know, talk about different businesses, talk about how our businesses can affect the community, and how we can come together and help each other and get rid of the crab in the barrel syndrome. So you have these on your table, these packets here, and this is, it's very informal, so I like engagement, so there's questions on here. I have dry erase markers up here, I'll write some things up on the board. If you turn to page 1, if you could for me list your business name. If you don't have a business, list like, just put your name on there for me. And if you have a future business, something that's upcoming, something you're thinking about starting, anything like that, just kind of put that up there for me. So this presentation is on 10 ways that small business affects the community. The first way I have up here is community identity. And it says, take a stroll around your community and you'll notice that they have their own unique character and charm. That's the businesses in the area. If we walk around downtown Hopewell, they have a comic book shop down there. They have a lot of antique shops down there. And that's primarily probably because of the age group of people that are located here. If you look at the posting at the Beacon Theater, for most of the talent that comes here, it's a lot of older people, like older groups. It's not geared towards the younger crowd. And that may be one of the issues with downtown Hopewell, attracting tourism or attracting people to come down. Let's see, small businesses contribute to the community's identity by making others aware of diversity in the community. Like I said, there's a comic book shop there, which is very diverse. You know, there's another one there's not another one until you get all the way up by Oakland Boulevard. So that being placed there, that's like a hobby shop for people that are into collecting things. And that's mostly what I do see downtown: antiques, hobby shops, things like that, which tells me that that's what the people down here are. You know, that's where their interest is. There's a little art shop around the corner that I tried to get to come, but she couldn't make it today because she's the only one there on Saturday. They actually, you know, they need to keep the business going, so it's just her. But she did something very creative. She brought the where you can go in and, you know, draw and make canvases and do stuff like that. The kids can do something creative outside of basketball or sports or things like that.
Is this the kids or?
It's for adults
okay.
too. She has like where you can have, I guess they're called where they paint and they
like
drink the wine.
Like a paint night.
Yeah.
Okay.
She offers that too. She's literally right around the corner from here. She does birthday parties. Yeah, she does birthday parties and everything else. And let's see, all the businesses carry their own personal flavor, like I just talked about. Without small business like the home bakery or the home-based oil business, we would lose our identity in our communities. So we would just be one type of community offering one type of service, and that's what the difference is between us and the bigger businesses, you know, the major companies like Walmart and all that stuff. They are not based for the community, you know. They're customer service based, but not community based. We're more out there, we're more getting involved in local events that are going on, you know, going down to your local social services, finding out about how you can help the community, giving out food, things like that, whereas those bigger companies are not doing as much of that in our communities. You don't see like the owner of Walmart walking around in our community, whereas though you may see a person that has a home bakery walking around, talking to the different people in the communities. Community health. Small business owners help to build a sense of community. Oh, before that, anybody, how do you see your business affecting the community where you are? How do you think your business plays a part in affecting your community or your area where you're located? What can it bring to your community?
I don't have a business,
Or organization?
the organization,
also.
our organization is a young women's ministry. And so what we do is we reach out to young women ages, we start as young as, we'll take 13, but we go from 16 to 26. And our whole focus is to teach women how to love themselves, love God first and then themselves, which affects their community because they make better citizens. They go to school, they graduate, they go to college, they come back, they give to their communities. There's a lot of opportunities. It affects the communities for, their welfare too, to show them that, that they don't have to live in poverty. But, that they can come out of that type of mindset and, and do things in the community. We reach out to the homeless, to the shelters, clothes, whatever it is, and it really does affect how the community, grows and how it prospers and how it's fed, and, and changing the status quo of, poverty areas.
That's good.
Well, Joyce, you have an organization also.
Yes, my organization is called ROUT, Women Reaching and Praying Together for Women that has been abused, lied to, cheated on, hurt physically, mentally, and spiritually. And since I've been doing it, it's like so many people is hurt, they don't even know how to deal with it because they don't have no one to talk to. But with my organization, I'm able to be available. They can just pick up that phone and call and say, look, I'm dealing with this, or I'm dealing with that, or I'm about to kill myself, and I'm able to encourage them and lift them up and say, no, it's a better way you can do this, let's do this. Let's walk through this step, it's a step by step, and it's a process, and everybody's like, sometimes they get frustrated, but I have helped a whole lot of people, and it's really helping the community because the word travels. The word travels, and I'm just forever grateful for that.
Awesome. Pierre, she does all those decorations over there, those beautiful decorations. She hasn't started her business yet, but we're getting there. It's coming. So how do you feel like that can affect?
Well, that's affordable because everything over there came from Dollar Tree.
Wow.
So it's affordable. I just want to make home decor or stuff for weddings or for whatever, just for people to be able to afford. You
That's
don't have
good.
to spend a lot of money for
That's good.
it to look pretty.
That is
my
awesome.
best friend.
That's good.
That's good, real
That's
good.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Anybody else with a vision or you have something new?
Come on.
How y'all doing? My name is Isaac. My ministry, I don't have a business per se, but my ministry that I'm getting off the ground is going to be called the Mighty Men of God Ministry. My focus is, and I was sharing this with my brother, my focus is going to be getting away from the traditionalism of how we minister to each other. And I'm not talking about starting a church or anything, just a Bible study of grown men, different denominations. You got different ministries, you go to your different church, but we come together as men because our young people need examples. Our young men need more godly examples, and that's my focus, is doing that. I collect clothes for the homeless. I do that as well. That's just something that I do on my own. I just go on Facebook and ask people to give me your stuff. I take my truck and get, pounds and pounds of clothes. And I don't believe in giving to the Goodwill and believe in giving to Salvation Army lining the pockets of